What's going on, guys? We're back with a brand new video. Today's video we'll be going over, will Cerra actually leave WA and the Fremantle Dockers and actually head back to Victoria, because right now there's a lot of rumours that he's actually considering leaving, and there's a lot of Victorian clubs putting their hands up to take his services. So we'll be talking about that in today's video. But before we do hop into this topic, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe. We just recently hit 700 subscribers, and we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year or before the end of the AFL season. If we can do that, that'll be absolutely amazing. So please consider subscribing and turning on post notifications. Now let's get straight into the topic. So reported by Tom Brown that at the season's end, Cerra is leaning towards leaving Fremantle. This is huge news and a huge blow if this actually does happen for the Fremantle Dockers. They've kind of built their team or their structure around this midfield group of young, exciting talent, and they got so wrong. Obviously, Cerra and Brayshaw, that's kind of like their midfield group, which is absolutely elite. Now, Cerra brings something that maybe Brayshaw and Cerra doesn't really bring to that midfield, and there's a really rare talent. He has explosive pace. He has absolute brilliant skills. He's composed, and he's only 21 years old. He's kind of a bigger midfielder, and any team in the competition would take him, but he's definitely 100%. If he does leave Fremantle, he will be heading to a Victorian club. Now, the only confirmed club that is interested so far is actually Richmond, that have put their hat in, which I find kind of weird. By the looks of it, they're already targeting Tom Mitchell, and then they're tagging Cerra. So it looks like they are trying to restock. They're currently sitting at 8th position in the ladder, so they obviously know that they need a bit more talent to contend with some of the other teams in the competition, and they're leaving all options open. Now I'll go through all the Victorian teams and eliminate if they actually have a chance of getting him. Now, first club I'll be going through is Melbourne. Now, Melbourne are kind of interesting one. He probably would fit in perfectly on a wing opposite to Ed Langdon. They do have Angus Brayshaw currently on that wing, but I feel like it's probably unlikely. They don't have the salary cap to go and get him, and maybe not even the assets. Then we go to Western Bulldogs. Kind of like the same as a Tom Mitchell situation. They have no chance. They don't have enough midfielders. They probably wouldn't take him. Now, Geelong is a team that probably really put their hand up to get him, and they actually have the assets to go and get him. They have a few first-round picks coming up in this year's. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that, but I think they have like multiple first-round picks this year, or I could be completely wrong. But I know they have a first-round pick coming up that they could use. And pair that up with something like a Jordan Clark. Now, Jordan Clark is about the same age as Cerra. They have this kind of, similar skill set. And if Freo are taking offers, why wouldn't you take another young gun that's almost on probably the same level, or maybe Cerra's a bit better, but they're not too much different. Why would you not take that offer? Richmond. Now, I'm not quite sure what Richmond can actually give. If I could be wrong, but I think Jack Graham is from WA. I could be completely wrong with that one bit. I thought he was from WA, so maybe they could pull the trigger on someone like that. They'd have to give up something like that. But the main thing I could see them actually giving is Shai Bolton is out of contract at the end of the year, and he's 50-50 if he actually does want to re-sign or he wants to get big money at a WA club, since he actually is from Western Australia. So I could actually see a sign and trade Cerra for Shai Bolton. I don't know, like they could just do a straight swap. They're kind of they both bring different attributes to each team. I'm sure Freo would love to have a player like Shai Bolton. He's an absolute star of the competition. Cerra is equally, probably has the talent of someone like, a Shai Bolton. So that could be an interesting one. Now we go over to Essendon. I feel like Essendon would love to have him bring into this young midfield group with Darcy Parish and players like that. But I feel like this one's probably a bit more unlikely, especially if Essendon are going after Harry Mackay in the off-season. They'll kind of, get all their salary cap to Harry Mackay in this situation. Now we move over to the Saints. The Saints would probably be a almost perfect fit for someone like an Cerra. They really do lack that explosive pace. apart from maybe Zach Jones and Jay Gresham. So having someone like Adam Cerra to come in and play almost like an outside mid role or actually get some inside mid minutes would help St Kilda tremendously, but I don't know if they have the assets to be able to. They obviously have their first round pick this year, which could be used. By the looks of it now, it could be a top 10 pick. And I'm not sure what WA talent they got. We all know they used Blake Acres last year or a couple of years ago to get Brad Hill to the door, so they could do another move like that. I know St Kilda fans would absolutely love him. Next one is Carlton. Now, this is another one that's been rumoured that a club that's been confirmed to actually have interest in Adam Cerra. He's an absolute star, and obviously Carlton are in hot water. They don't know if some players are going to leave. Now, I'm thinking if Paddy Cripps ends up saying, I'm not staying at Carlton, I want to leave to move back to WA, this is another situation where they can do a sign and trade, even though I think that Fremantle would have to give up a bit more to get Patrick Cripps, even though he is out of form this year and has been out of form for the past couple of years. We all know what he can do. Imagine a midfield of like Fife and Cripps. That would be absolutely insane. There probably is another way that Carlton can get that deal done, but that's just what I'm thinking. Next one is Collingwood. I reckon Collingwood would absolutely love to have Adam Cerra at their club. It would almost be a perfect fit. They're looking for new midfielders. Scott Pennebury's retiring in a couple of years. But I don't know. I can't really think of a trade package straight off the top of my head right now. Don't know what WA talent Collingwood have got to the door, but they do have a first round pick this year. I don't know if they actually still do have their first round pick this year. I'm not sure if they traded away in last off season, but they do. They can't use it anyway because they already have to bid. It always gets absorbed with the bids, and it looks like they're going to have a top 5 pick this year. So that could be really useful to get him to the door. Next up is Hawks, another perfect fit. Hawks are trying to go for a rebuild right now. And just fast track that with having a young talent that you already know he's going to be a star. Not sure how they get that deal done, but he definitely will be putting his hand up to go there. Or Hawks putting their hand up for him to head to their club. And in North Melbourne, same situation as Hawks. I would love to have him at the club. Not sure what talent they can get through. But yeah, that's all the clubs and seeing what I should get done. Now I reckon the most club probably likely out of that group is probably Richmond. Especially if Shai Bolton does want to leave at the end of the year. But who knows? It's only early days. Richmond only confirmed name. But I talked about how each club could get the deal done and all that stuff. Yeah, so I personally reckon that he most likely will leave. I'll probably give it a 70-30 by what all I'm hearing out of Fremantle. And it's probably not a bad thing. Try to get the most value as you can out of him right now. So drop in the comments if you think Adam Cerra actually will leave Richmond. This is just my thoughts on the whole situation. We'd love to hear yours in the comments. So drop a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching.